tour begins. I'm looking over the mountains, approaching San Francisco. We just crossed Nevada. I think we crossed Area 51, though I'm only joking. And we're going to land in San Francisco in 20 minutes. Okay, we've arrived, San Francisco, and this is down by Fisherman's Wharf. So like our Covent Garden area. Everyone singing and busking, enjoying the sunny evening, or early evening. Okay, we've got on to a cable car. Okay, well this is the cable car we just come off, and you see people hanging, ding ding, the ding dings of the San Francisco cable car line. Over 100 years old this is. Off it goes, and we're now going back to our hotel, which is up the hill somewhere. Back at the hotel, on their roof garden, looking at another cable car and panning up the bumpy hills of San Francisco and to see the bay of San Francisco. More views of San Francisco from the roof garden of the Fairmont, which is their smoking place, and the Marzi having a cigarette. There is the main hotel there, traditional. How many President Obama comes here when he's in San Francisco. And as we pan round, we have this huge tower, which I call the Annex. And our room is 21 floors up there overlooking the bay, with stonking views which you'll see on this movie camera in the future. Our first morning, looking out the window of our hotel, a bit gloomy out there. There's a nice tall building, I think that's quite iconic in San Francisco. Beyond that you might just see the lights of the Bay Bridge, and as we pan round on this murky morning we see that famous tower, which I can't remember what it's called, and then Alcatraz comes into view. Some lights on, it's still quite early, it's about 5 to 7, and we come round again and we see in the distance the famous Golden Gate Bridge, and I'm going to try to focus it on a bit, even though it's a bit misty. Of course it always is misty on that bridge, or foggy. The streets of San Francisco, the sounds of cables that take the cable cars, and we're on a morning walk. It's only just 7 o'clock and we're looking for a place to have breakfast, and there is the bay. The architecture on Mason streets and the sounds of the cables under the road. Now we're starting our tour on the big bus.
My name is Peter. I'll be your tour guide. I'm here to inform you and hopefully entertain you. Backwards your driver. He's here to keep us soft. You're welcome to do so. Just make sure that if you do, that you hold on to your ticket. White thing that looks like a grocery receipt. It's a link on your right here. Also known as the Columbus Tower. It's an historic building, built in 1904. It survived the 1906 earthquake. Built right after the earthquake.
Not everyone's rich.
They built the city. They had to get a room and they had to share the bathroom with everyone else on the city of San Francisco. The earthquake hit all the gas.
Happy man, happy man.
Turn left here.
Alcatraz. Going to go there tomorrow, but it's a lovely view today. From the seals of Pier 39 to the lighthouse and the bridge beyond, we pan over to see San Francisco downtown with the marina boats and the towers. There we go. Various attractions on Pier 39. More views from Pier 39. Well, Mars is enjoying a local delicacy, which is a soup in sourdough bread. Called it clam chowder soup. And it's all in bread and it's quite unique. I've not seen that in many other places. And we're in the Fog Harbour Fish Restaurant. Okay, we're heading back to the hotel now. We're looking at the terminus of the cable car that goes back up to the Fairmont. And these are some tips which basically says don't be an idiot. And this is a turntable which turns them round. I hope to be able to film it turning it around in a minute. So here comes our cable car, empty at the moment. And we're going to hang on that, I think. And it's going to go to this roundabout. And this is quite interesting because this has been done for years and years and years, I believe. Okay, this is the event. All manual, no machines necessary. And we'll be ready to get on very soon as they let us. There's the man that's going to drive us. And he's telling me to get out of the way. Okay, we're going to risk the world and go riding on the outside of the tram. Okay, we're off.
Yeah, the last cable car I was on was going to now.
Ecuador. Wow, there we are.
I know why. Because there was this place called the Crack House, I guess, or whatever. Not the Crack House.
Brake mechanism.
It was a... Nah.
Hey, Hardy. Up the hill. That's a steep one here. Okay, we're getting off. The guy's catching the traffic, and we're around here. And everyone's hanging on now, but these guys are going to be told they can't hang on in front of the entrance. Okay, it's going to move. He's having a bit of a discipline problems here. Everyone hanging off the wrong places. I think he's been having some crowd. Bye-bye! He's been having some crowd control problems. Off they go on their merry way. And we're back to the hotel now. Well, back to the hotel room. And the view from our hotel window, which again, in this sunshine, is tremendous. Alcatraz in the distance. Again, a visit for tomorrow I'm looking forward to. And here, unfortunately, but again, fortunately because it's so typical, is the fog sets in over the bridge. Another new morning, and the mist to San Francisco is now apparent. And the towers of the Golden Gate are towering above the early morning mist. But the signs are that it's going to be sunny. So we're looking forward to another tour and Alcatraz today. Well, we've come on board the bus again, and we're going to do the tour again. But this time we're going to go around Sausalito. The weather is warmer because there's no wind. So we're going to try to just take pictures of stuff I didn't do yesterday so that it's not a complete rewrite of yesterday's trip. Market Street trolley buses. The City Hall of San Francisco. Now it's real gold up there. The City Hall, San Francisco. Beautiful building. Beautiful garden. Getting near the bridge now. Well, come off the bus to get the view across the bay, the Golden Gate Bridge. Isn't that beautiful? There's a fine rock in the sea, boat to the left, and we pan back up, and a beautiful bridge becomes apparent. The Golden Gate Bridge. Woo! Angel Island over there, and here's up here with a restaurant, Sausalito. Oh, lovely restaurants in Sausalito. Wow, and Angel Island over there. Beautiful. Well, we abandoned the big bus company and got this to Sausalito, and we're just outside its yacht club. Now Angel Island in the background, beautiful boats coming out from Sausalito Yacht Club, and it's very rich and nice here. Some nice real estate on the hills of Sausalito. The seafront of Sausalito, and a lovely place it is. You do feel the wealth, the lack of stress, and the sun. The trendy houses on the seafront in Sausalito. You see an art gallery on the right there, the trendy mosque on top of that, the amazingly expensive houses up the mountainside. Really an extraordinary display of wealth, opulence, and I'm very jealous. And I'll pan round and you can see the promenade and the beautiful sea, and beyond that the towers of San Francisco in the mist. Well, from the lovely Sausalito we now got to think about getting back to San Francisco, and we're going to do this by ferry. We're abandoning the big bus company, which was bloody useless in the end, and we've done everything on our own here, and it'd be nice to get a boat back. Okay, back to San Francisco we go on the ferry. The beautiful front of Sausalito from the ferry, and we're going back to San Francisco now. Beautiful place this is. We're saying goodbye to Sausalito, and in a minute saying hello again to the bridge, the Golden Bridge, the Golden Gate Bridge I should say properly. The bridge again, and it's beautiful. An amazingly ugly, beautiful place. Can't get enough of it. Just beautifully ugly. Last views of the bridge. Leaving Alcatraz for now. We'll be back in the afternoon. So we're now going back to San Francisco for lunch ahead of our Alcatraz tour. Oh, there's one. Wow, what a boat. Hate to be on it. Good luck at little ants in an anthill and nobody amongst many. Okay, arriving back in San Francisco, if I can get my words out. And this is the ferry port. Well, we were going to walk, but we decided to be lazy and use a rickshaw back to Pier 39 for lunch. Pier 27 and that ugly big boat. Okay, Pier 39. Right, we're in a restaurant at Pier 39. It's called the Eagle Cafe this time. And we're sitting down, having had a fantastic morning on, where is it again? Sausalito. She gets it. And I'm having some beautiful drinks. All of those are mine, except for the water. And we're going to have a nice meal, and then, and you might think it will never happen because I've been talking about it so long, we're going to Alcatraz.
Instructions for wearing life jackets are located on every deck. Life rafts are located on the third deck. For your safety, please, we invite you to explore its multi-layered history. The National Park Service welcomes you to Alcatraz Island.
Our tour is about to begin. Can't resist. Just panning back to San Francisco.
Alcatraz was a military prison. City prisons, they were crumbling. On Alcatraz, on this island, yeah, maybe a brick fell off this building. Anyways, city prisoners, they actually were moved.
Compose our own programs, and that's what you're going to hear from Dave. This is my own original material. And it's going to be...
So the guy is continuing his tour.
Anybody else?
This is next to the Officers Club, obviously a bit run down, but we're about to go up further to where the prison proper is. Okay, onwards and upwards towards the cell blocks. Okay, the main event, the main prison. This is the shower room where when they first came in they'll be stripped, made sure they didn't bring anything in. Very basic, very odd and very exposed. Well, we're starting in the main cell blocks and they don't look very nice. They've got horrible toilets and they're very small, and these rolling doors, and also multiple levels. Look, we haven't started the audio tour yet, but you're really getting the kind of atmosphere of everything. The inmates, and they actually talk on the guided tour. I assume there must have been a bed in there at some point. 3 stories of cells. This is D block, which is where isolation and corrective treatment is issued. These are the bad boy cells. So this is now the solitary confinement cell. And it's getting a bit dark and dingy, but I'm actually going into the cell now. And the toilet here and the sink. I don't know whether that's an air thing. How you escape from this is beyond me. I've actually got the cell to myself. It's very creepy and very claustrophobic. I think I'm going to get out of here whilst I can. Dun, 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 dun. Get out whilst I can. And there's more of them, the isolation cells. Very dark and dingy with thick doors. And the normal ones for corrective bad prisoners up there. Okay, coming into the library. A few old shelves there. Very dingy, but at least had heating. This is how they escaped, by bending the bars with a bar spreader. That's where the gunmen patrolled, next to the cells, up and down. That's where they were trying to blow up some prisoners in a riot, and that's what happened to the floor with all the military stuff. Painting by prisoners.
It's a mechanical system. I got to work harder now, okay? Starting with the clutch. Really think what I'm doing. And when I push this lever up and down, I got to work harder too. But when I lift this lever up, just for everybody, if you're interested, I'm going to open all 13 doors. Okay? So if you get your cameras ready, I'm going to count to 3, and you'll see all 13 doors open. Did I hear a wait?
Go on in.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
All along the row opening.
And you open them all like that to let the men go to a meal. Okay? So when they come back, they have to step into their cells, and you close them all. So I'm still on all. I clutch them again, and I pull this lever down. Listen to this sound. Imagine if you're one of those guys and you're going into your cell for years, and you hear a sound like this every single time you do. Imagine how it would have just pounded into your head, the dead end you brought your life to here on Alcatraz.
Horrible sound. Wow. Okay, prison control room with all the keys and various knobs. Wow, this is... So they're going into officer's room. This is where this is the officer's uniform. We're looking outside now, and that is the warden's house, or what remains of it. There's a nice warden's house once, and of course the warden had some good views of San Francisco. Ooh. The warden had a lovely view out here next to the prison. So we're at the end of the island now, and this is where the staff housing was. A bit of a ruin now. Just now it's covered in seagulls. And you can see, I think it's about a mile, mile and a half. If you wanted to swim over towards San Francisco, you can do it with all the tides and currents, I'm sure. You can go into the recreation yard. Oh, well, I can't find it at the moment, but I'm going to continue to try. I finally found the prisoners' recreation ground. A bit under construction and very hidden from the main tour. And I come around and you see the classic steps where prisoners would sit next to each other and hatch plans. Obviously it's a little bit masked by building works, but you certainly get the idea here, look, of the walls and the bars, and this is where they would play ball and bright fights will break out. These high walls and fences, fantastic. This recreation ground is very barren. You feel quite claustrophobic even though it's an open area, play their games here. But despite the fact that the prisoners couldn't see out from down here, if they climbed those steps and just sat on the top one, which you often see in the movies, they will be able to get a sight over the wall, or most of the wall, which is not that much higher than the top step. And they will see San Francisco, and they will see where they would probably like to be, but with little hope of ever being free to enjoy. So we've come to the end of our Alcatraz tour. Marty's exhausted, I'm exhausted. We've done 16,500 steps. But fortunately, our tour is coming to an end, and the ferry back to San Francisco has arrived. So that's it for Alcatraz. Final morning in San Francisco. Again, the view from our bedroom window on the 21st floor of the Fairmont Hotel. Looking out for the last time over the streets of San Francisco. And there, as ever, in the background, the Golden Gate Bridge. The iconic bridge of San Francisco. So we're off to Honolulu today, and the next filming will probably be in Hawaii. It's another new day. We're still in the United States, but it's very different to San Francisco. We're now in Hawaii. In fact, in Honolulu in Hawaii. In fact, in Waikiki Beach area within Honolulu in Hawaii, at the Halakuhani Hotel, which is overlooking the Pacific Ocean. We're in North Pacific Ocean, and it's fantastic. A bit windy, but we're not complaining, and we're going to go on a helicopter ride today, so watch out for helicopter scenes. Well, we've arrived at the helicopter base. We've been briefed. We've got our life jackets around our tummies, and we're about to go outside to the helicopter. brilliant ride. We've come back from our helicopter ride. We're back at the hotel, walking out onto the balcony. The lovely Marzi is there, enjoying the view. I can hardly see you because of the thing, but if I go round I can see you now, just about. Come across to see all the other balconies. And we're going to go down VAR to enjoy the sun in Honolulu. And to get it right, again, as we started, this is United States, this is Hawaii, this is Oahu Island, or Oahu Island. It is Honolulu, it is Waikiki Beach just to the left, and we are in the Halakaluni Hotel. If I can do that many times, I'll eventually get it right. Another day in lovely Honolulu, the catamaran sets sail, and the sea is blue. There's people surfing in the distance. Beautiful. Lovely Honolulu. More beach scenes from the hotel. Nice old tree there. And we come round and to the restaurant where we're going to have lunch. And there, dan 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 dan, is Marzi with her flower. From one beautiful flower to another beautiful flower, bought for $2. Oh, I shouldn't say that because it's meant to be an expensive thing. But the most important thing on the table, of course, is the wine and the ice. So we're going to sit down at this restaurant and have a nice lunch. It's the Hotel Beach restaurant. It's lovely. Well, we are enjoying a lazy afternoon. Back at our room, looking down at the pool where I spent most of the morning. Just had a good lunch. Looking at the beautiful Hawaiian scenery. Tonight we're going to go for entertainment, hula hula dancing. We have to do that in Hawaii. So hopefully the next scenes will be hula hula dancing down there, actually, somewhere. Sunset in Hawaii. Getting ready for the entertainment. That is going to be hula hula dancing with a single girl. Lots of people congregating for the dancing. It's very popular on a Thursday night. In the hotel, this is where we had lunch. There's the Marzi, always looking at her phone. Now if I pan around you can actually see the dancer who we've been introduced to. She's also a full-time state legislature person elected. A new morning and we're going for a walk down some of these shopping streets. But I can't resist taking a picture of a Hawaiian police car. Hawaii Fireball. Dan, 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 dan. So we walked along from our hotel and we're now on a public beach by the look of it. Still part of Waikiki, so, and the surf is beginning to be up. People waiting for the big one, but it's not happening yet. Probably will not happen. Seems quite calm today. All those people waiting for a wave, and I'm not thinking they're going to have much luck. The sea is far. Oh, he's got up. Well done. Anyway, back. Oh, down he goes. And we come back and just admire the sea in general. A plaque for a famous man, Duke Paiwa Kanamoko. Bet that's wrong. Let's have a look at what he looks like. There's a statue here. A man with a surfboard behind him, patrolling the beach almost. Very impressive statue here at Waikiki Beach. A man, he was evidently an Olympic winner, introduced surfing to the mainland of the States or something. Obviously very famous for his surfing because he's got a surfboard behind him. And as I draw back, you'll see the Margie having a ciggy and a bloke having a sleep on a park bench. Such is Hawaii. A big tree. This is the public beach area of Hawaii in Waikiki. And we have a man fixing a surfboard to his bicycle. Look at the bum on that. She thinks she's wonderful. Surfing in Hawaii. The surf breaks really far back, so they get quite long rides. Woo! Lovely jubbly. Surfing in Hawaii. What a typical shot. Okay, we have a nice waterfall with a lovely Margie with a flower. The sun is well and truly out and the beautiful palm trees are above. What better place could we be than Hawaii at this moment? Another view along the beach on our morning walk on our last full day. And you can see across the small bay to our own hotel. There it is, with the little red roofs or sloping roofs. And there's even a surfer in the foreground. There we go. More statues along the beachfront. And this time of a surfer and what looks to be like a sea lion, I would have thought. Not going very fast, are they? Every day, every hour, yak, yak, yak.
جان داره فیلم برداری میکنه میگه دوباره اومده فیلم برداری میکنه نمیذاره آدم راستش حرفشو بزنه
yak, yak, yak.
آره نه اشکال نداره خدا تو چیکار میکنی؟
The blue skies of Hawaii, beautiful blue seas, fantastic. This is the Orchids restaurant which we went to yesterday. It's kind of posh dining by this hotel's standards. In fact, it is one of the best restaurants on the island, I've been told. And we come round and you can see that where we're going to sit in the beach bit. The house with no walls, I think it's called. Afternoon, our final day, just another view from our hotel window. Taking off from Hawaii. Same views from the helicopter when we first took off. And we're now going to Tokyo. Let's have a few views of Hawaii. There's the hotels. You probably just make out R1, and there's what's called Diamond Head is the big mountain I keep on filming from the ground. And the views from Oahu or Oahu in Honolulu, and that is Waikiki Beach. Bye bye Hawaii. So we're going on the subway, and you are Ken.
Yes, sir. Yes.
And he's our guide.
Yes.
There he is. And we're going to go downstairs now and get on our first Tokyo train as we begin our tour. Okay, approaching the station, and it's definitely Tokyo rush hour time. Everyone's coming to work. There's Ken there. Okay, here's our train. Not as packed as I hoped. Let's get on. Oh, it's quite civilised. We can even have a seat. We're only one stop we're going, so I'll leave the filming now. Okay, that's where we're going on our first tour place. Right, we're approaching the fish market. This is the commercial fish market bit now, where restaurateurs buy their fish and shops buy their fish. Everyone's going around on these buggies. Serious ice cubes here, being loaded onto the back of a truck. Wow. Busy with all the people with their big crabs moving. Wow, loads of crabs. Oh, a serious amount of what looks like leftovers. Ugh, that doesn't look nice.
No.
That's probably what. Is that for the dogs and the cats?
Yeah, probably. Oh, okay.
Oh, thank you. Sorry. It's all very busy here with all these carrier things and the policemen making sure we're moving. But a very interesting. It doesn't feel very touristy. Just I'm in the way of everyone here.
Yeah.
Everyone busy. Whoa, sorry. Getting in their way. Not for sale to tourists. Sorry. Love it. Oh, is this tuna? What's this? This is steak. Is that what kind of meat is this? Whale meat. Lovely, lovely. Where they pay the cashier, the man with fresh fish and a fag hanging out his mouth, and lots of fish. So we'll let this man go past or not. There he is. Okay, Ken, our guide, is going to tell us a little bit later in the day in terms of our tour of the fish market. What's it called, Ken?
Tsukiji Fish Market. Fish Market.
And it's the biggest in Tokyo.
Biggest in Japan.
In Japan?
Yeah, probably the biggest in Japan. That means that the biggest in the world. This fish market.
Well, you know your fish in Japan, and it's been a pleasure being around here, smelling it and seeing it. It's a pity the camera can't smell it, but we'll have to put up with that. Thank you, Ken.
Okay,
and we end the way we began, in the bustling market. Lots of activity, quite fast, and people chopping ice. We've taken a stop off to look at this Buddhist temple, which looks a bit Indian to me. But the reason I wanted to come into this concourse is not the temple, but the beautiful pink blossom, cherry blossom. And I'm going to take another look at that a bit closer too. Cherry blossom in Tokyo. I've been told there's going to be even more of it in Hiroshima. We're at the end of the season really here, but this is enough to say we've seen it. Back on the train. Here's a lovely gate. There's a gate to a shrine. What's the gate called, Ken?
Yes,
this is the gate is called Tori Gate.
Okay, and we're going to a shrine. What's the shrine called?
It's called the Meiji Shrine.
And it's in honor of which religion? The indigenous religion?
Yes, this is Shintoism.
Shintoism.
Yes.
So we're going to go in there and see more beautiful things and pay homage to Shintoism.
Yes.
Passing over the sacred bridge. It's quite beautiful with all the trees. And we're carrying on to the shrine. Up there. These all sake barrels in honor of Shintoism, and also an advertisement for the people that donate these sake barrels. Loads of different colours. Okay, we're coming to another gate now. It's like entering Jurassic Park, isn't it?
It's not certain. The Japanese believe that it's really a Japanese.
Now, what is Marty doing? She's smelling the cypress from the tree. Is it the cypress tree?
Cypress.
And it was imported from Taiwan
From gift.
to make this beautiful entrance gate, one of 3 to this fantastic shrine, which we haven't seen yet, but we will. Right, we're approaching the main event through the 3rd gate we've seen, and the sun's coming out, which is nice.
Now it's more simple. And
So this is symbolic drinking and cleansing or something.
yeah. What do you do? Hand by right hand. Right hand, use your right hand. Pick up some water from the dip, and then put that to your left hand. Left hand, the palm, yes, and then wash it, and then pick up some more water again, and then with your left hand, pick up the hand, yeah, and then wash your right hand, and after that, now you not from there, from the from there, and then you put it, yes, okay, you're right, okay, and then sip it and spit it up. That's to, yeah, and then no, you have to rinse it. You have to, yeah. So what's it? Yeah, like okay. That's yeah.
So this is a junior Shinto priest preparing the shoes for his bosses, his senior priests. A traditional maid uniform outside this bit of the temple outside, and here are some young boys chasing the maid. Sure, this is not part of the religion, is it, Ken? And they're all looking very traditional in their glad rags there. So some of the priests are coming out now.
Senior priests coming.
These are senior priests coming out now, going about their business. Okay, we're in the main square here, and this is looking at a praying hall.
Yes.
And what is the shrine that we're in, the whole thing?
All right, it's a Meiji Shrine.
The Meiji Shrine,
Yes.
which is a Shinto, it's one of the biggest shrines for Shintoism
in Tokyo.
in Tokyo. So there are big ones elsewhere, but it's big enough for us. Okay, like in so many places and temples around the world, sometimes it's ribbons you buy, but here you buy these little message boards and you can fill in a message, only 500 to go,
Yes.
and you place it on this board and you get happiness. Now, what is this thing called?
It's called Emma.
Emma.
Yes.
And it's another superstitious load of old hogwash
Yes.
to raise money to help fix the temple roof or the shrine roof.
Exactly.
But it is quite a nice idea. I do like it. And we come back up again and we see the outskirts of the shrine area here. And I do love this. So there you go, 500 yen a piece to write the tablet of your choice. Help you to live longer and prosper. Not. So we're looking back at the husband and wife tree, so cool because it gives good luck to relationships, and also because you'll see it's got 2 trunks there, and we're discussing the white lightning and the significance of that hanging down from its tree trunks. Back over to the prayer hall of this Shintoism shrine, and back again, and there's another kind of a husband and wife tree, but with just 1 trunk. Just a normal tree, but it's still beautiful nevertheless. And you see all the placards that are people signing for 500 yen a time. And we come back. Final scenes now from the shrine, is it? And the lovely Mardi looking away from me at exactly the wrong time. And we see back at the flowers. And that's about it. See where we're going to again, Ken? We're going over to this shopping area, which is popular with very young girls. Harajuku?
Harajuku. H starts from H.
Okay.
Harajuku.
Now I'm pronouncing that Takeshita Street, but it's actually called
Takeshita Street.
Okay, that's slightly better. And we're walking down now. This street is crowded and it's good and very popular with young girls, and you can see down there they're doing a selfie, and all the shops are geared to young girls, but we love it because it's charismatic and elegant and full of beautiful colours. Another view of Take Shitter Street, which I haven't pronounced correctly, but it certainly looks like that. And we're taking it from the railway lines. And we're getting another train to see the tower. I think one of the big towers in Tokyo. So here we are, Tokyo Tower. Originally a radio tower, but now just a beautiful viewing tower for tourists in its majestic glory. Okay, Cops, celebration of a festival for boys coming up in May. And panning up, you begin to see the immensity of this construction. Artistic shot. Okay, up to the first level, but we're going even higher. And the sunshine is lovely. Very polite.
50-meter high special observatory. You may hear a cracking noise, but it is from a safety device and perfectly normal.
We're at the top.
That's the Rainbow Bridge.
The Rainbow Bridge. And it's the bay of what we call
Tokyo Bay.
Tokyo Bay.
Tokyo Bay. That's Tokyo Bay.
Beautiful. I saw that lit up last night. So I'm now looking at our hotel, Park Hotel, and the gardens which are called Ken.
Hamarikyu.
Okay.
Hamarikyu.
Which look nice from here. The towers of Tokyo from Tokyo Tower top observatory deck. Look down window. And you look down. Wow. Artistic shots down towards the road below.
キーご覧ください。Second floor distinct Tokyo Tower, regular side of the third floor, option shop, mother from cafe and the Tokyo One Place Tower.
So we're now looking at Thunder Gate
Yes.
of the temple of what?
Sensoji Temple.
Sensoji, and the road that is beautiful all the way up, what's that called?
That's Nakamise.
And that does look quite beautiful.
Yes.
And then the tower on the left is like a pagoda. Is that the temple along with?
Yeah, the one is
all part of the-
five-story pagoda.
Okay, which is all part of the temple complex.
Correct.
Okay, so we're going to be able to get down there?
Yeah, well, yes. We will go and walk through there, and then that's the first one is called the Treasury Gate,
Fantastic.
and then beyond that is the main hall where the Bodhisattva is enshrined or placed.
Okay,
And
it's
yes,
really good from up here.
okay.
And we've got the main gate down here, Thunder Gate. Okay, we're off to see a temple. And there's the Marzi. And this is called Thunder Gate. Is this? And we're going to go down this crazy road to the temple.
Not only the geishas that wear kimono. Yes.
Oh, I see, so just
Just a Japanese
dressing up for the occasion.
occasion or
The sweet sounds of children and the sweet sights of Tokyo Tat. Look at it all. You can get it in London, you get it all around the world. Lots of rubbish. Look at that for tat. Everywhere, Japanese tat. Posh chopsticks. Going about, ooh, quite a lot, 3 or 4 quid each these. Wow. Kill Bill. Kill Bill.
not weapons, you know.
I say, how do you get these back to England?
Yeah.
119,000, that's not cheap.
No.
Dinky ones down there, but some of these are serious. Kill Bill. Kill Bill. Whee! Wow. Over 1,000 quid some of these. Getting closer to the temple. And this temple is a Buddhist temple.
Yes, Buddhist temple.
And what's it called again?
Right, Sensoji temple.
Sensoji.
Yes.
And it's one of the main temples in Tokyo of the Buddhist variety. So here we are at the inner treasury gate, equally beautiful. And we're about to go to the proper temple with the incense burning in the background. Here we have another symbolic shrine of some sort, rather like the sake barrels, and the pagoda in the background.
These are lanterns. You smoke on your knee.
This is always incense, yes. Well,
you should put your smoke.
if I do that, if I put my knee in there, it looks like I'll be climbing in. Wow, all this incense. And evidently it's very healthy or something, as I smell it. Okay, we're now going into the main event. And I'm sure we're going to see a Buddha in there. That's something...
It's not shown to the public.
Oh, isn't it? Oh, I mean, it's a secret Buddha. Okay, this is very familiar to the temples we saw in Cambodia and Vietnam. And
you can see the dragon painted up there.
It's beautiful.
It's respected among the Japanese because it's supposed to spit out a lot of water. And
right, this is one giant money receiving machine to make people feel they're being blessed. So people throwing money down the drain so they can get blessed. That's hence all the bowing and praying, even though it's a Buddhist temple and there's not meant to be a god. Well, we're coming away from the temple, and I just thought I'd just stop to look at the immaculate and intricate electricity systems they have here, all above the ground. Not because they can't afford to bury them, like the Indians can't afford to bury their electricity, but it's because of earthquakes. They find it much easier to maintain electricity cables if they're above ground, though this is likely to change with new technologies. So a lot of electricity above the ground in Tokyo. Okay, establishment shot. River line. Waiting for our boat. It's meant to represent fire, but it looks like a golden carrot. And this is the line. Upright. To the back, the Rainbow Bridge.
Constructed in 1925, it must have
they go on a different route. They're going outside the bay.
Heading back on the monorail to the hotel.
The next station is Shiodome.
Trains everywhere. A new day dawns in Tokyo from our hotel window. Today we're going to go to the Imperial Palace Gardens, take a look around, and then we're going to get a bullet train to Hiroshima. We are here at the East Gardens of the Imperial Palace. This is a map of where we're going to go and look around and enjoy the gardens of the Emperor. The moat around the Imperial Palace Gardens, and this is the Ottoman Gate through which we will enter the Emperor's Gardens. So we're into the entrance courtyard, and already evidence of beauty and design, something that's quite rare in Tokyo. It's quite a messy town, and we have another gate here. Lots of big walls with very big bricks here as we enter more deeply into the gardens of the Emperor. Some typical Japanese tree shapes across this little lake in the Emperor's Gardens. A nice little bridge over there. Remnants of some cherry blossom. Reconstructed part of the old castle, the old Emperor's home here. The gardens of the Emperor are very impressive, and though the blossom isn't in full spate, it is still a very beautiful estate with lots of marvellous trees and a sense of quietness despite the fact there's noisy tourists there. There's still some beautiful blossom here. And as we pan back to a lovely blossoming cherry tree. Looking down on the old moat, the moat wall, and up here where the castle of the old Emperor was in the old days, but now flattened. So all the gardens are really just ruins of an old castle. So we're leaving the Royal Palace Gardens now from the Ottoman Gate. Last views of the moat. We are now heading back to the hotel and then on for the bullet train to Hiroshima. Well, just before we get on the bullet train, we decided to come downstairs from the hotel to eat in a genuine Japanese cafe. And all the working people are here having their quick lunches. It's just after 12 o'clock. We've got a nice open kitchen. We've just had chicken and rice. And I'd say this is a very good atmosphere, and it's definitely Japanese. I think it's our first proper Japanese meal. Anyway, we must now go on to the bullet train. The train arrives. And it's even going fast into the station. And we're getting in number 12. Okay, let's get on. Let's go in. Around towards the back here. On our way. The suburbs of Tokyo. Mount Fuji from the bullet train, I think. The weird architecture of Japan on the way to Hiroshima on the bullet train. I have to say, I don't think town planning is their number one talent. Arriving at Hiroshima. This is the station, and we're going to the Sheraton. We have arrived in Hiroshima. The bullet train looks very sleek. That was our train, and we're in Hiroshima. Hiroshima station. Well, we've arrived in Hiroshima. The sun is out. I was just saying, most of the buildings in Tokyo and Hiroshima do not seem very pretty. But at least Hiroshima has these mountains. Not rivaling Fuji, which I hopefully got earlier on. But the sun is out and there is the bullet train. That's quite coincidental. Look, doon 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 doon. And tomorrow we're going to go out on a guided tour of Hiroshima, which I think will be quite moving because of the bomb. I asked for some ice for my wine, and I did try to explain that I wanted it to last the evening. Look what they've given me. I love it! Well, we're in Hiroshima, looking at the trams, and we're going to the Memorial Peace Park, and we're going to commemorate or remember solemnly the effects of the atomic bomb here in Hiroshima. So we've arrived at the atomic bomb dome, a building that was previously something that they held festivals of art. One of the few things that actually stood the bomb, which went off a few hundred yards above and to the left of this. But they've kept this as a memorial to the bomb. It is spooky in terms of its nature and position, but nevertheless, as I say, beautiful and kind of eerie as well. Another side view of this amazing building. It survived the atomic bomb, a relic that commemorates the bomb and makes you remember all that was probably bad about it. Okay, a different view of the atomic bomb dome, and we come to see that it's by a river, and this river and that bridge was the original target of the bomb. It missed, it went to about 200 yards away from here, but obviously 200 yards missed with an atomic bomb doesn't make much difference in terms of destruction. Final views of the atomic bomb dome, an old art gallery museum built before the war that withstood, if you call that withstanding, the effects of the atomic bomb. And back to the bridge, which was effectively the target. It's a T-shaped bridge across the river. And as I said before, it wasn't actually this bridge that was hit. It was 200-300 yards away, and in the sky, of course, it blew up. This is a memorial to the students that died with the bomb going off in Hiroshima. Over 6,000 students died, and this commemorates their deaths on that fateful day. A view from the river of the atomic bomb dome. I mean, the weather is actually quite nice today, and you can see the student memorial to the right. And now we have another memorial to the bomb, a children's memorial to the bomb. So Marzi is going to ring the bell in this children's memorial. Wow, eerily spooky. Right, we've moved over to another part of the memorial park. More memorials here in the foreground, one with a fire, and there's a museum in the background, and we're going to see lots more of this now. Well, this is the main memorial for the atomic bomb. The fresh flowers are here because the G7 leaders laid them just a few days ago. There was a summit here, and you can see its position relative to the dome, the ancient and ruined dome in the background. So quite a kind of interesting scene here in the memorial park. Even though this is commemorating misery, you have to admit it's quite a peacefully beautiful place. We're now in the museum. These eerie photographs of the bomb going off. Really very spooky. So this is obviously a map of Hiroshima, mostly devastated, and that red ball represents when 600 meters above the ground the bomb went off. And you can see just underneath there the old atomic bomb dome just off center, and the river and the bridge that it was targeting. Everyone quiet, looking at all this desolation. There's a picture just after the bomb went off, I assume. The dome on the right. From the dome to the memorials, all from the museum we've just visited. So the last scenes from the Peace Memorial Park and the museum we just visited there in the distance. It's been a very good visit, and we're going now on to some more joyful things, looking to the future rather than the past. So we're on our way to our next destination by train. I have to say I've never been on so many trains on holiday as I have in Japan. Well, we've just come off a train and we're now getting on a boat across to the island of Miyajima. And there's more words to understand over there because there's a shrine which is going to be very beautiful. So on the boat across this beautiful water to the island. We're on our way to the island, crossing this water, what looks to be the fishing rafts of some sort. Over to the island, over there. It's a bit misty, but we'll imagine they're beautiful. Okay, we're looking over the island, and this is called the Virgin Forest. Okay, and we're coming over to, is it the Torii Gate of the shrine, or what's the shrine called? Oh, you have to say that louder. There you are, I can't say that. And this gate is coming out of the water, and you can see it's very majestic.
The pillow is about 10 meters. First constructed in 1168, the present Great Torii is the 8th Miyajima sisterhood.
So we've come off the ferry and we're now on Miyajima Island, looking at an amazing model of the shrine. And the shrine is called
Itsukushima Shrine.
Okay, and it looks like it's floating on water. It's not, of course, but this is as it is now, and you can see that it's an extensive site, national heritage, very beautiful. So we're going to go on our travels and see this for real, not just in a model. One surprising feature of the island is that they have deer, and obviously quite tame deer. There's about 500 on the island. So I'm just taking a picture of this one. It's had his horns cut off for, I think, probably safety reasons, but he seems very content despite that. Bottle top deer. Walking along by the water. I have to say, if the sun was out, it'd be really quite nice here. I'll just have to imagine it. This is a nice shopping road. People milling around buying things, eating ice cream here, the schoolgirls. We're going for lunch now ahead of seeing the temple, so I won't bother to film us eating pancakes. So we're in a very small, cute restaurant, and we're with our guide Marie. Marie is your name?
Yes.
Marie?
Yes.
And we're going to have pancakes, aren't we, Marzi? Without pork. And me as little as possible. Well, we're just eating in this fantastic pancake restaurant, and this is the way it works, Hiroshima style. Look at that, that's fantastic. Lot of fantastic work going on in this restaurant, and I'll tell you, it tastes lovely. So we're looking across the water towards the shrine proper, which we're going to go in and see. And you can see that it's very close to the water, almost like a little mini Venice floating on the water. And we're going to go there and receive more cultural stuff to enjoy. So we're about to enter the main shrine, and you see it's very beautiful above the water here. Let's see what it's all about. Well, there's a beautiful shot of the Torii Gate. Beautiful. There's obviously a wedding going on here. Very scenic place to have a photograph. What a lovely photograph. I'm kind of busting in on this wedding here. More interesting stuff at this shrine. A very unusual bridge across the dried up water here. Okay, we are visiting a Buddhist temple adjacent to the shrine that we've just been filming by the water, and this was built in the 12th century. And we're going to see this, and I'm going to have to take my shoes off for this one, unfortunately. Well, I've changed my mind and I'm going up to this temple because I'm going to regret not seeing it, I'm sure.
We consecrated it.
So this is a gift from the Dalai Lama to this to the temple. A very generous gift. Coming back to the mainland to get the train to Hiroshima Central. I have to say this side is not so pretty as the island. Well, we're returning from the island on a train to central Hiroshima. I'm quite tired, but I've just been persuaded to do one more thing, and that's go to a castle that was used by a samurai warrior, a samurai warrior's home. So next scenes we're going to a samurai warrior's castle. Right, it's really raining now as we head towards the samurai home. Stone, and we go up. Oh, it looks like Disney's Tower of Terror. What a spooky house. Something out of the Hammer House of Horrors. Wow. A samurai warrior's home. Spooky. Okay, this is another model of the samurai warrior's home. And we're actually just seeing this bit reconstructed, like most things in Hiroshima, after the war in the 50s. So here's a samurai warrior's hat and his pistol. And we'll see some more armour in a minute. Hopefully we'll see a samurai sword. So the inside of this samurai warrior's castle house is turned into a museum in honour of the samurai way of living. This is a mock-up of a merchant's house, and these are little tables, believe it or not, with the mats where they sat. And we come round again and we see what looks like a kitchen, mock-up obviously. And we come back and you see Marty intently interested in what's being told to her, which I'm not. So now we're on the floor where we're going to see some samurai warrior armour, starting off with a hat. And as we proceed down there, I'm sure we're going to see some other exciting things, including the swords of the samurai warrior. Okay, I'm not supposed to film, so just very quietly, I've got to just film some of these swords. There we go. So here we are on the top of the house. Intriguing reproduced windows here. And it's absolutely terrible weather across where we came in down here. But we've done it, and we've just about got a few swords. They stopped us filming. So we've been to the samurai warrior's house, reconstructed, but based on a samurai warrior's house in the 16th century. Hello, Marzi. On our way back in a taxi from the castle to the hotel, finishing a lovely day in Hiroshima. Well, except for the weather, which is foul. A new bright morning in Hiroshima. The sun is out. It's going to be much hotter today. It was really raining yesterday. This morning we're going to get one of these trains, well not one of these, but get a train to Kyoto, and we'll see what this ancient capital has to offer later on. We have arrived in Kyoto, the ancient capital of Japan, and it's chaotic at the station here. Everyone's just sitting on the floor, all the way as far as I can see. We're now going to try and search for a taxi to go to our hotel, but I just had to take a picture of this chaos. Well, we've arrived in Kyoto, just had lunch, but this is our first visit to our room, and it's different to the Sheratons and the Hiltons. It's very Japanese. Look at the bed, just a few inches off the ground. Look at the seating, just a few inches off the ground. It's Oriental, it's Japanese, it's wonderful. I just love being in a Japanese hotel room that looks Japanese. And this is a bathroom. And as with actually most hotels, and indeed public toilets, they have these automated toilets which spray water up at your arse and all manner of other things. There's like a control board here which kind of can rival Concorde that tells you whether you want the water this way or that way after you've gone to the loo, and it's all automated, including heated seats, which sometimes can burn you. And also the force of water can be quite disconcerting when you want a spray to clean your bottom. So this is very typically Japanese, but I'm not sure to have one in my house. Well, we're on the roof terrace of this trendy hotel with the Japanese bed. And my feeling about Kyoto, it is more varied, has much older buildings, not to say at least the ones below me here, and it's more interesting than Hiroshima or indeed Tokyo. There is some greenery, and this roof terrace is really nice. You can sit out and smoke. There's the Marzi, music being played, and it's free wine from 3 o'clock to 7 o'clock. I'm in such cloud-9 country here. From the roof terrace you see a typical Japanese shrine here, and unlike some of the ones we've seen, I really do think this is an original one. I mean, look at the state of the roofs. It's a working shrine, this one. I went into it earlier actually, and it really does have more atmosphere than some of the tourist laden ones. And we're in this road which is tree lined, and we've just had lunch in a restaurant off that road. It is really very nice with lots of shops. I'm going to enjoy it in Kyoto. Well, we are on our first tour, first day in Kyoto, and we're going on a geisha walk, which seems like a safari to spot the geisha women. The blossoms have gone.
They must learn everything necessary to be a geisha girl.
So it's considered a good education?
Yes.
Still some blossom.
Yes.
Just got out of the taxi and you can see the Kyoto electricity supplies well above ground, as is so much in Japan. Okay, we are on the hunt for geishas, but these are not geishas. It's a very pretty street, except for the electricity. Okay, we've just been introduced to 2 types of geisha girls. The one on the right is a student with the lighter colour, and she's got her real hair, still beautiful. On the left is the professional with the darker complexions and a wig over there. And we're now going to see hopefully some real ones, because our guide is good at spotting them. So we're proceeding down the geisha district where the geisha girls have been trained and hang out. So we're continuing down the street. You see the cherry blossom on either side, so we're hoping to spot a geisha. The main function of life, apart from being totally well educated and traditional, is to entertain and to dance. And this is where they do it. And this is a Zen temple, looks very old. These girls in the kimonos are not geisha girls. We're on the hunt for real geisha girls. We might not get them, but this is the geisha district. And our whole point is to find geisha girls to photograph. It's like being in Africa hunting lions. So we're in downtown geisha country. This is a place where there's a big show of geisha girls dancing. And we're coming to a different road where the geishas do their biz. And it's got, again, lots of lanterns either side. We're in a bit of a quieter street now. Still these amazing lanterns that say we're near geisha girls. This is a geisha house mother who trains geishas, and she looks very elegant and very posh. We finally got one from the front, and isn't she gorgeous? With the businessmen. And she does look very elegant. Going for a party. And there's a classic with the bags. Beautiful white makeup. Everyone waiting for geisha girls anxiously. It's like a hunt for the lion. And I come and I can see there is one here. Look, I've got her. There she is, look. And she's going to be full frontal. Look at that. She's beautiful. That's a good one. Everyone taking photographs of her. People still waiting for more geisha girls. There's all the geisha houses where they entertain. We're waiting for them to come out of the theatre. I think it's about this time, so they're in transition from one place to another. These policemen with their lightsabers look very efficient. They really are making sure we're not on the road to interrupt the geisha's travels. And we have another one, beautiful one as usual. Not looking beautiful, not looking happy, but there she is. Look, she's running. But she's got all her regalia on there. Well, we've stopped standing around looking for geisha girls, and we've come down another street in the geisha district area, enjoying the atmosphere rather like Soho, really. So we're coming to the end of our tour in the geisha district. This is one of the oldest geisha party houses. Dates back to samurai time. And this is very famous and one of the biggest and best party houses for geisha entertainment. And we're now near the end of our geisha tour. It's a new day in Kyoto, and we've taken a taxi ride over to this residential area, to this house where we're going to be shown some cooking. So we've come into this house and we just had some cold tea. Mars has got a bib on, or an apron, and we're about to do some cooking in this very nice house's kitchen. This is our nice host. So preparations are underway to make sushi. Stirring the rice. So Marzi's cooling the rice. Go on, give it another flap, Marzi. That's the way to do it. Sushi ingredients.
Simmered with soy sauce and sugar. So
lovely.
It is,
Now this is in the process of making a Japanese omelette. With rapeseed oil and eggs, surprise, surprise.
can we make
Roll the omelette. Roll the omelette. Yeah, so easily done. So Marzi's having a go. Look, are you rolling it? Perhaps not so professionally, eh?
No.
Rolling, rolling, rolling. The miso soup's on the boil with a tofu in it, which I thought was bread when I first saw it, but this is actually tofu. So Marzi is spreading the rice out on the seaweed, and I have just done it. And the next stage is rolling, is that right? With all the ingredients inside. You can see ingredients being put inside there by our host.
me? Watch me.
Now we're going to see how it's properly done.
Just bamboo sheet and place the ingredients or ingredients with your 6 fingers toward yourself.
Wow.
And this edge comes here.
How to make sushi proper style. This is not going to be a small one either.
Sorry. Yeah.
Alright, so we're going to attempt to do this. And I think you do this like this.
Hmm?
Can you go under like that? Or just to go a bit further?
Okay, this edge comes here.
Yeah, to here, okay, yes. Like that. I'm not doing very well.
Please roll, and hold tight.
Like that.
And making round shape with your palm, round shape.
Yeah, do you keep on rolling or just leave it like that? Okay, that's great, thank
And
you.
open.
So after a lot of hard rolling, we have 2 long sushi rolls, haven't we, Marzi?
Yes, we have.
Now that definitely starts looking like sushi from very posh restaurants.
And presentation is also important.
And it's very good, look at that. Okay, now this presentation is being taken very seriously, look. Every bowl in the
You're going to
right
have
place here.
I don't know. You don't know. Probably. And if you stay.
And we're back in the kitchen and preparing tempura.
You will have dinner.
So this is tempura pumpkin, is that right?
Right.
And you see how it's made, it's soaked and then it's put into a hot rapeseed and it turns out like that. We're going to eat it later. Hey. And we have prawn tempura. Sizzling. Ooh, look at that. Final touches to the design on the plate of the tempura. Prawns and pumpkin and peppers as well. Mars's concentration is apparent. Okay, I think the presentation is practically complete. And you can see that everything is superb. Look at that as I pan over it. Wow. 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 Okay, well, we've come to the end. Unfortunately, it was just too much for us to eat. But it was absolutely fantastic. And here's our hosts here. It will be absolutely brilliant. And we pan over to see this lovely sitting room where it's really very homely. Thank you very much for letting us into your house. So we're going in this very smart taxi. And here we go. He takes his hat off. That's fine. We don't need anything there. And we're off to go for a nice walk now in this very posh taxi. Wait, don't touch the door. It all comes out. There you go.
Thank you very much.
Well, we've come out from our cooking session and we're now in a tourist area, most definitely, and we're going to see a temple. I think it's called the Silver Pavilion, and then we're going to do a walk along a canal which is meant to be very beautiful. Again, the cherry blossom is almost there, but not, because it's all fallen down. That, I assume, is the name of the temple, which we're going to now, and then after that we're going along this walk, which I believe is the top sign there. Well, here's a map of the precinct, Jinkankuji or something, so it looks very impressive. And we're going to go in up here, where all the glad rag girls are taking their selfies and their photos. Okay, just got our tickets. And this is no selfie sticks, no drones, do not use a tripod, but videoing does seem okay, thankfully. Right now, the place is swarming with school children, but the gardens are very pleasant of this pavilion complex. Well, I suppose that could be a prayer room, but everyone's going to guess it without a guide. The Marzi, and behind the beautiful gardens and the pavilion. It really is quite nice here. Everywhere you look, beautiful Japanese gardens and buildings. Well, now we're really climbing up the side of this mountain here in the greenery. Well, we've gone to a viewing point here, which means the climb was worth it. Views across Kyoto, down at that pavilion near the entrance. Beautiful. The last of the cherry tree blossom. And we've seen this lovely garden, gone and seen the views, and we're now heading out for a walk along a canal. Well, you can tell that we've come out of a very important place in terms of tourism and culture, because as with all important places of tourism and culture, when you come out there is a huge amount of shops selling tat, and this one is no exception. Tat, tat, tat. Tat, tat, tat. Tat, tat, tat. Tat, tat, tat. So enough of the tat cam, let's go on down this hill and go on a cultural walk. The last of the blossom, you can see from this canal walk. And as we pan down, you see the blossom on the ground, and then travelling slowly and majestically with the current along the canal. I imagine that when all the blossom was out, this would have been a carpet of pink. So we just have to imagine it. Onwards on our walk. More beautiful blossom shots along the canal. Well, we found a tree with a lot of blossom. The Marzi is enjoying the views, and we'll enjoy the last of the blossom in Japan here. Lots of shrines and temples to see. Beautiful. Very serene. So there are fish in the canal. Coming away from the canal now and admiring the quietness of this street with its oldie-worldy Kyoto houses. Very different to Hiroshima. We've walked along the road a bit more and we come across another temple, which time we are going to go into this one properly. It's called Nanzenji, I think, and this has got a pretty impressive outer building here. You can see it through the trees. So we're entering this new temple, which I believe is called Nanzenji, and the first thing that becomes apparent is this massive, what appears to be a gatehouse, very big and very impressive, and we're going to definitely go into this one. Quite impressive, this building. It looks like we can go up, so maybe we'll do that. So this is the name of the gate we can go up. True Zen style, it says. Foot of the gate, and Mars is about to ascend to the highest heaven of invention. We've had to take our shoes off. There's obviously a bit Buddhist in here. You get an idea of how big this temple complex is as I pan round from the gate. Lots of impressive pointy roofs, lots of grey slate, very impressive mountain scenery. Really is going to be an awesome place to visit. We're going to go in there and see lots of these buildings. So that looks to be the main temple or prayer room, whatever it is, of the complex. Again from the gate's viewpoint. More beautiful religious type buildings and more beautiful Japanese trees. Well, this is a room at the top of the gate, and you can see it's got lots of interesting things, including a Buddha, and we're not supposed to be taking photographs, so I'm being a bit naughty. That's where I took the photo once I've been naughty. And there's the wonderful Marzi at the end of this viewing platform. Hello, Marzi! And probably enough of this, we've got to see the rest of the temple now. Beautiful trees and Marzi. So here we have the main, I think the main prayer room or temple, whatever it is. And there I think is a bowl with burning incense, which is meant to give you luck and prosperity. Marzi, he's going to light an incense burner. I think it's probably a light, it doesn't go off like a firework. Come on, you can put it in. That's it, that's a light. Put it in for luck. And now say your prayers or wish yourself lots of wishes. The smell of the incense is quite pleasant actually, even it does look like an ugly thing. Beautiful roof of this place. And coming down here and you see the colours of the flag, and I'm going to look through the windows. And like with the room at the top of the gate, we have a altar, dark and dingy, but you can see it has got quite a lot of gold and stuff in there. Just doesn't look like we're allowed in. Now to the side of this temple we have what looks like it could be an aqueduct of some sort. Very impressive brickwork. And we'll climb to the top of the aqueduct, and it definitely is an aqueduct. The aqueduct cutting through the temple grounds. The aqueduct we've just been visiting. Beautiful views through the archway. Fantastic. Sickly sweet Japanese girl. So this is the main event. We'll have a quick look inside this temple. Come into this place, it's a bit dingy. Not at all ornate. Appears to be kind of a conference room with a very pretty open gate to the garden. Well, we've been given some special holy slippers to wear. So this apparently is the Hojo garden within this temple complex, which is meant to be a scene of fantastic beauty. It looks a bit barren to me. So we're templed out now, and we're going to go back down this main thoroughfare out beyond the gate to a taxi and back to the hotel for free wine time. Our last full day in Kyoto, and we've got a guided tour this time, and our first visit is to this castle. I think it's called Nijo Castle, I'll clarify that Unfortunately, quite a lot of it is being restored, so the outside is mostly hidden, but you get the idea. So there we are, we're visiting Nijo Castle, a World Heritage Landmark. Okay, here's a bit that's been recently restored, and it's very impressive. Look at that. And it's the entrance gate to the main event. And it's very beautiful, it's been well done, this. And from the gate we come down and another impressive building comes into view. And what's that called, that building? Is that the main castle?
Yeah, this is the main castle.
Okay. And we'll go and see that, but perhaps we're not allowed to film inside, so we just have to imagine it. Well, I've just come out of this amazing building. It was quite extraordinary, with huge rooms, all for different purposes, mainly meeting rooms for the shogun to meet his close inner circle, lords, messengers. Each room had a different purpose. Not allowed to film in there, unfortunately, but obviously the outside is still impressive. And we're now going to see some impressive gardens. Just panning over here to really look at this fantastic gate which is being reconstructed. And beautiful colours up there, look. So from the main castle bit, we're now going to enjoy the garden bit. Marzi, as usual, having her photograph taken. Must be something pretty along here. And it is indeed a waterfall. So we found some late blossoming trees here. Isn't that beautiful, Marzi? She loves her blossom. And just enjoy the rich variety of colours in this garden of the shogun. So we're on to our next stop, which is another temple. This is obviously a tourist shopping street, quite attractive, and I'm guessing that our temple might well be that beautiful thing in the background there. Well, this temple we're going to must be an important one because there's so many shops selling rubbish here. And I think the main event is coming into view. It's the gate of it. But I have to say that's quite impressive. A big gate and a big pagoda. So this is what we're seeing now. Foundations laid in the 8th year, 778 AD. So the origin's very old. Okay, we're in the Buddhist temple proper now, with these beautiful lanterns and prayer rooms, and we can't see a Buddha, but you certainly get a sense of oldness. Everywhere old. And we come in here and you see golden columns from the temple. Everyone is enjoying a view on a beautiful day here. This is a view over Kyoto. Another view of the temple. But from this side you can see, because it's built by the side of a hill, some of it has quite a lot of stilts underneath it. Very high columns. Well, from this view, a beautiful view, you can see that the terrace almost looks like it hangs out from the mountain, built on all these stilts. There's a pagoda. Come round and see Kyoto, and beyond that the beautiful mountains as well. What a lovely day. And we also have colourful leaves in the foreground. Great stuff. That gives you an idea about how high that terrace is built over the ground. Fantastic views here. Beautiful day. People coming down to have some tea. And we can see the temple now above us. So here we are, everyone seeking to drink from the fountains because they give them luck. Now the right hand one is what?
The right one is good progress in study.
In study?
Yeah. The middle one is good marriage, happy marriage.
Good.
The third one, the left one is long life.
Excellent. And you're only supposed to choose one. But you can see that this is a very popular event here because the queues go on and on. I'm afraid I can't be asked to wait that long. I'm going to wish myself good prosperity by looking at the fountains. Okay, well, we're coming out of this temple now, and guess where we're going? To another temple. But I must admit, it's going to have to be a fantastic one to beat the one we've just been to. We've arrived at the gate, Torii Gate, of another temple. And we're going to hopefully see more in a minute. The main gate to this temple. And there's a Torii Gate. So that's where we are, Oinari-san. And this is a map of the area. We're down at the bottom at the moment. And the thing which is quite unique about this is the Torii Gates that wind all the way up to the mountain, which I think is called Mountain or Mount Inari. A gate in the background, a dance hall there for dancing. The dogs with their mouths open and their mouths closed. It's all very familiar now in terms of temple territory in Japan, and people paying money to ring bells this time, so that gives them prosperity and they can make wishes. It's one hell of an industry, this, in terms of making money. Everyone pays to make wishes. More wishing stuff. This is the beginning of a procession of Torii Gates that wind themselves up the mountain, all very close together. I hope to get more pictures. I'm not planning to climb the mountain, it's 4 kilometers up the hill, and I'm not doing that. Wow. So let's start the walk down the corridor of Torii Gates. Masses of Torii Gates, never ending. Some big Torii Gates, there are small Torii Gates, and a choice of 2 routes by the look of it. Well, the reason for all these Torii Gates is that people donate them, obviously in exchange for what they feel is prosperity from the gods. And these smaller ones here are obviously cheaper to donate than the bigger ones, and that explains the differences in size. This is real corridor with the sun coming through. It's quite eerie. It's almost like coming through a Star Wars tunnel. Wow. Coming to the end of the smaller tunnel of Torii Gates. But it's not the end, because they carry on, I believe, over here by the looks. Okay, they've turned bigger again. I do like the way the sun glimmers through. Looks like this is where it starts climbing, and I, with a hurt leg, will abandon it, but admire the views from here. I think we get the idea of never-ending Torii Gates. And here's some older stone ones and what looks like altars. About to go back now, but one thing which is apparent when you go back is all the donors have written who they are on the columns, and it also has the dates of when they were built, which is very varied. Like this one here is only 16 years old. Anyway, we've seen enough of all these Torii Gates. You get the idea, a massive corridor up the hill. We're now going back to the hotel for lunch. Oh, we have the corridor to ourselves. Wow. Time tunnel, dun 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 dun. Ozzy just appeared in the time tunnel. Dun 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 dun. Back to the hotel now. More girls in their glad rags. So we're back at the hotel, which I thought I'd just take a picture of. The screen, and you can see it's rather like the Barbican, very trendy, very concretey, but inside, as I've already filmed, very trendy. There's the terrace up there where we have our free wine. This is Marzi's favourite cake shop, where she buys cakes. Hello. And this is one of my favourite restaurants here because they serve a lovely curried soup. Okay, we've got a table. Back at the hotel, ready for a siesta. And how artistic is that? Wine. We're in Kyoto station, ready to go to our new destination. Everyone busy. But in this station, you suddenly see a curry shop, spicy masala. And you think, oh good, until you see the photographs of what they're selling. Have you ever seen anything so unappetizing? It's just like rice and turds. How can they advertise with ridiculous photographs like that? Would you buy a curry? It's like the earthquakes just set that one. Not all shops at the station are rubbish. Marzi likes cake shops, and this is all freshly baked and much more palatable than the curry shop, I can tell you that. On our way to Hakone by bullet train. The weather is brightening up. The mountains have got clouds, but quite attractive anyway. The bullet train. The mountains are becoming more impressive. Well, we've arrived in the Miyanoshita area and we're enjoying a lunch at a local cafe next to the station. I have my wine, which is Spanish, which is lovely. And this little cafe, it's like a roof cafe, but it's on stilts. But everything's mountainous around this Hakone region. It's very quaint, you can see, and I'm having a nice noodle soup. There's people in there sitting down on the floor because that's what they do. It's local and we love it. So does the little boy, look. Well, we've arrived at the hotel. This is a beautiful balcony here, look. But the weather is amazingly awful. You can hardly see these beautiful mountains. I'm doing this really for the contrast that hopefully tomorrow I can do the same kind of views and show how really wonderful it is. So the weather is still inclement. But this balcony, you may think it's public, it is our private balcony. And once more, on this private balcony, we have a private hot spring from top natural spring water, which we can bathe in, and I might well do that in a minute. And as we come into the room, dark though it is extremely posh. Very Japanese. And we come around here and you see we've got a private dining room through the time tunnel sliding doors. Lots of sliding doors. We've just been given a treat of sweets. Marzi just helping herself. And you can smoke in here. Very zing zang zen here. And another TV. We've got 2 TVs. And I'll come out here and we can see the toilet. As ever, electronic, fully robotic controls. Looks like there's a urinal there as well. And as with normal Japanese homes, you always put new shoes on when you go into a toilet. It's quite an interesting custom. And here we have a kitchen. I mean, everything is laid on in this place. And I turn round now to the bathroom, and again, it has wonders in it. Loads of bottles, loads of towels, and you can even see me in it. Dan, 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 dan. And finally we come to the bathroom itself, and the bath is permanently filled with spring water. Natural hot spring water from this region of Japan, the Hakone region. And we just finish off with the return to the spouting fish pouring spring water into the outside tub. What about that for a hotel? Oh, and a couple of features I forgot to mention. We're not allowed to wear shoes in this hotel, so they give us these little socks, which you can see could only fit a 4-year-old in England, so I'm having no difficulty. But the thing which I do like is this. This is the room. Fuku! I love the name of the room. Just say fuck off and I remember it. The receptionist has come in with her gifts as usual. And I'm going to just ask her, how do you pronounce our name, the room name?
Fuku.
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 Not fuck off.
No.
Thank you very much. I'm sorry to embarrass you. Funny for the film. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It is wonderful resort and spa. But whilst the weather is atrocious, this water is hot, naturally hot from the wild springs of the Hakone area. We're near Mount Fuji, can't see it today because it's raining, but I've got red wine and I've got a hot tub. What more could a man want? While the weather is rubbish, there is a kind of eerie beauty of the clouds and mist over the mountains. I'm taking this from the hot spa tub. And as I come round on our not so dry veranda here, we have the wonderful Marzi also in the tub. Hello Marzi, is it nice?
Yes.
This is the source of the spring, this giant fish. And you might gather that I sneaked a bit of wine out here. And it all lights up for us, thank you. So this is a surprise. Our dinner is served in our room, in our private dining room. And your name?
My name is Miyuki.
And she's going to serve us tonight. And look, already we are impressed. Look at that.
English menu.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So Marzi, are you enjoying our private meal in our own room, served exclusively by our hostess?
Yes, very much.
She's like a geisha girl, isn't she? But it seems that we're getting very private treatment. There's the coat, and I've already demolished my appetizer. But most importantly, you've guessed it, wine and ice. So Marzi enjoys this bit a bit better because you can actually cook it, and this is Marzi cooking her own beef. No raw fish this time.
No.
In our private dining room. Isn't that sweet? Isn't it, Marzi?
Yeah, very much.
BBC News in Japanese at the end of our evening here in the Hakone region. The weather's better now and we're looking forward to a good trip tomorrow. The meal has been good because they gave us cheese in the end. Whee! A new day, our last full day in Japan, here in the Hakone region, from our spa hotel. There's the tub I filmed yesterday. And as promised, I said the weather hopefully would be better, so I can give you a contrast from yesterday, when it was absolutely pouring down. Today the weather is much better. The colours of the mountains and mostly blue sky up there are apparent. Well, we're starting on our journey. We're at Miyanoshita, a local station opposite that restaurant we had lunch in. The weather is much better and we're waiting for a train like this one to go up the hills and start our tour of this fantastic national park and hopefully get a glimpse of Mount Fuji. We go up the mountains. This is our guide called Kinji. Beautiful mountains and parks. Oh, a binocular. This one's got a cable because it's much steeper by the look of it. Here we go. The music starts.
この辺りで遠征施設の高麗公園をご紹介いたします。
Continuing upwards, this time onto a bus, I think. We're finishing our trip on the bus and now we're going to go up on a cable car. We're about to go up a cable car, or down a cable car, but we've just got to stop off at this station to see the main event, Mount Fuji. Stonking views of Mount Fuji. We're now going down a cable car and see more views. Off we go again, this time by cable car, or ropeway, they call it a ropeway. We come out and the lake is there, whee! And the boat, I think, is there too. How about for artistic shots, with all the screaming Japanese. Oh, look at that. Boring old trees, and then wow. From Mount Fuji, we pan around to see the bottom of this cable car, and the lake. And now we've got the Marzi. Hello, Marzi. Finally got you into the photograph with Mount Fuji. Oh, look at those boats and the lake. This is what we're going to do now. Just in time to get the boats. This one left or right? Left. Well, the boat's got all its smart officers. And we're going to get on and see some great views. Okay, we're off on this splendid boat to see the lakes. Getting ready to get off the boat. Off we go. Oh yes, I can see a view. Beautiful Mount Fuji from the dock. We've just come off the boat and it's come back into view. Look at that, beautiful. Look at that, it's incredible. Dun, 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 dun. Absolutely beautiful. Fuji in the clouds, gotta get it, it's so rare now. We're in a shop now, the obligatory gift shop, and there's the guy making boxes out of local wood here. He's very proud of his works, they're very intricate. Gee, we're now in a park, what's it called?
Hakone Onshi Park.
And it was a royal park donated now to the public. And we're going to see lots of beautiful things. And this is a map presently near the Hakone checkpoint in its museum. You see Lake Ashi, which means reed. So we have some idea where we are now in the Hakone region. Well, already the trees are beautiful. And we're going to go and climb a mountain to see more. So this is the official name, Hakone Detached Palace Garden. Fantastic. And we're going to go up these steps and see lots of wonderful garden things. So we still have cherry blossom in this palace gardens, and we're hoping to see Mount Fuji yet again. Mount Fuji yet again. Ding 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 ding. Well, we're now in Hakone town, moved away from the souvenir shops and the parks and Fuji as well, and we're now going to another park to see some more beautiful things. Onwards on our journey, we're going to catch a train now. Hello, off we go.
3年に開園されたフランス式成形庭園です。春は尺投げ、桜、ツツジが美しく。
Next destination in the park. I'm just enjoying a spot of lunch. Threatening to rain now, but the trees and shrubs still beautiful. So this is a lovely fountain in Gora Park that we've just seen from our eating place. Here is the gardens. So I want to just point out that above the gardens is Hakone Mountain, which erupted last year, and you can see the scars of that eruption just there, and see the sulphur also still coming out on those scars. You see that? Anyway, enough of Gora Park. We're going to go back to the hotel now and see more beautiful things, because there are more beautiful things near the hotel. Last scenes from Hakone, from our hotel. Just having a few drinks before heading off for the train to Tokyo for our last evening in Japan. Enjoying the views over to the mountains of Hakone National Park. Enjoying the sound of the river, the bird song, and everything is cool, including red wine ice. We arrived at Hakone Yamamoto Station. and we're going to go to Tokyo on the following train. This is called the Romance car, and we're going to Tokyo on this. I don't know why it's called Romance, it just looks like another bullet train, but it isn't actually. And we're waiting to get on now to go to Tokyo. All the seats are changing. This is quite extraordinary. They're all facing one way and now they're all going to face the other way. Never seen that done that way before. Excellent, got that on video. Super Express. And we're getting ready to board. Super duper. Well, we're back in Tokyo on a nice new morning, but only briefly. It is only 6 o'clock in the morning now, and we're straight off to the airport to go to Hong Kong. So last views of Tokyo, last views of Japan. We're on our way to Hong Kong with a bullet train going past down there. Wow. We have arrived in Hong Kong. Well, Kowloon particularly. We're at the Shangri-La. And this is our view. We're on the 19th floor of the Shangri-La Kowloon. A dingy day, the lights are coming out over there. And you can see Hong Kong quite clearly. Good views. Maybe it'll be better tomorrow, hopefully. The Shangri-La Kowloon. Just come out, it's a lovely evening now, and we're going to eat in a posh restaurant 30 floors high. The lights of Kowloon are obvious, and we're going to proceed to the posh restaurant. Taxi. Okay, we're about to go down a street where they're all trying to sell us suits and shirts and fake watches. This is called Modi Street, and everyone is like tailors. Hello!
Hi!
He's a good best tailor, right?
Yes, best tailor.
Hong Kong fur, but behind it is where we're going. Ooh! The bright lights of Kowloon. And again looking up to where we're eventually going to go and eat up there. Ooh! Ooh! All the way up there we're going to go, all the way up there. We're going to eat. How trendy is this? Hey Muzzy! It's a really posh restaurant. I'm disturbing everyone with my flash. This is a posh bar, but I'm going to go outside and see the view. Right, this is the real McCoy. The views of Hong Kong from the top of this fantastic restaurant. I Square, I think it's called. You can't get better than this in Hong Kong terms. There's the boats. Fantastic views. It's like a firework display. Fantastic. Ooh, look at that. Fantastic. Hong Kong Island. Hong Kong Island. But no view of Hong Kong Island will be complete without the Marzi. Hello Marzi, we're on this balcony and it's very trendy here. Woo! Just an atmosphere of the restaurant here. At the top of this huge tower, we're on the 30th floor here. Woo! And there's the Marzi waiting for her food. The lights of Hong Kong in the background. There does seem to be a light show going on out here. Look at that. Wow! Got it. What an amazing light show. Fantastic views. Thought it was over, but it's brilliant. Wow, it's coming from every direction. Look at this. Everywhere, look. It's a real show, and we've even got a helicopter now. So we finished, and to clarify where we have gone, It was Nanhai, and it was great. And we also went out on the balcony there of the I-Bar. Ding, ding, ding. Well, we finished our meal, come back down, taken a taxi, and we're in now Temple Street Market. And here we always have a torii gate. Look, Temple Street it says up there. Well, this is Temple Street dining. A little bit different to the I-Bar and its associated restaurants, but it's lovely to see Hong Kong alive and well. Hugely busy, bustling with people with no money. Sex shop. Whee! Well, we filmed a lot of tat in Japan, and this is tat personified in Kowloon. Everywhere. Absolute rubbish. Excellent. Fake candles and incense burners. The tat is everywhere. I can't believe it. Mahjong. I love these chickens. What are these? Your mum on sale for my dad. I hate sex because my boss fucked me every day. Dirty guys. Room don't disturb. Gotta get one of these. And now Marty's forcing me to go all the way back from the end to where we started. And all the shops are the same. Still fake handbags, still fake sunglasses, still fake drawings. It's madness here. Back at the Shangri-La with lots of excited people. Marty's had a good day buying absolute rubbish. A very polite man. So a quick record of the lobby area of the Shangri-La Kowloon. Very pleasant. I believe the music is actually live. And they're real. Quite posh here. New day. And we're still in Hong Kong. And we're on the ferry to go across to Hong Kong Island and a tour on the bus. These star ferries look very old, but they're very traditional. It's the only way to get across to Hong Kong Island, presently in the mist. Coming in now to Central Pier, and we're going to go on a bus tour. So this is the bus. We're off. Exhibition Centre, and this marks Hong Kong going to China in 1997. Loads of air conditioning units in this old tatty building. The tram system in Hong Kong. Loads of trams in Hong Kong. We're in Causeway Bay, so called because it was near Victoria Harbour, but no more with all the reclaimed land. Manmo Temple. Marzi struggling on with the tour. Okay, off the bus, back in a taxi. We're going to go up the Peak Tram to see nothing. Woohoo! Well, we got out of the taxi and we're going to do the Peak Tram. Now, because there's going to be absolutely no view, I'm taking a picture of the view that should be if there wasn't so much horrible cloud. Here we are at the base station of the Peak Tram and we're going to go up into nowhere. Look, ooh! My friend Cristiano Ronaldo, not a very good waxwork. Okay, let's go up this train which is going to reveal the most amazing non-views of the century. Waiting for the tram. Here it comes. And we're going to go up the steep slope into the clouds. The tram is filled up. There's the Marzi down there. This is probably the best view we'll get from it. Marzi enjoying the climb. Higher now. See all the bit of brake systems. See some of the views. Very misty views of Hong Kong. Just see Victoria Harbour. Only just. Time to get off. Very artistic station. Okay, we're getting off and we're going to see the non-view. The views of Hong Kong, very, very non-existent. And as you'd expect, at the top of the peak, Mount Victoria Peak, there is a market full of tat. So now we're going to go up a few escalators to a viewing platform to see absolutely nothing. Well, we haven't got good views outside, but we have this inside view of the train and someone making a heart shape, and of course we have the beautiful Marzi. Hey Marzi! Now this is what it's supposed to look like. Ho ho ho. We're at the top and you can see pretty well nothing, but what you do see is quite spookily quite nice. That's obviously an old house of some sort. And I think the best views are just of the terrace. And can you believe people are buying audio tours to see nothing? Well, something of a view there. So this Peak Sky Terrace is proving to be quite a joke, really. The Marzi's decided to take on the audio sets, which gives you little screens and tells you what you're looking at. But obviously, you can't see anything in reality, so all this is a description of what she's seeing on the screen. Well, you can do that from the pictures outside on this terrace. It's so funny! This is the best view from lower down. Still rubbish. Back down now. This is the man, the driver. On the way back down, maybe the views are better down there. Okay, back out at ground level. We're going to get a taxi back to get the ferry. Coming back on the Star Ferry over to Kowloon. So from misty Hong Kong Island, we will go to misty Kowloon. Misty Kowloon. So back to the hotel now for a spot of lunch. We've been lured off the street by a watch salesman and we don't know quite what we're going to look at. The illegal man stops us filming, so sorry, too expensive. Anyway, so we come out empty-handed through this secret corridor. So anyway, that's how they sell the watches, in these dingy little horrible places. In Kowloon, heading back to our hotel through the construction sites. A lot of construction in Hong Kong and Kowloon. Last views of Hong Kong. We're now going back to the hotel, check out, get some lunch, and then fly to the Maldives, where I hope the weather is better. Well, this is certainly not Hong Kong. The sun is out, it is warm, and it's only about 8 o'clock in the morning. It's beautiful, the Maldives. And this is a view from our own bungalow. Well, this is nothing like San Francisco. It's hot, it's wonderful, the sea is blue, and the Marzi is drinking a kiwi cocktail in an infinity pool. Can't get much better than this, can we, Marzi?
No.
6 years ago I took a picture of that, and it hasn't changed much except the sky's not so blue. Maldives, Hagenfushi, fantastic. It's a salt water pool projecting out into the turquoise seas of the Maldives. That's where we go snorkeling and see loads of fish, because there's a coral there just a few yards off the coast of our island. The infinity pool and the restaurant that we go to beyond, and we pull around and we see fantastic amenities here. Well, you can't get much better than this. It's a saltwater pool which I filmed earlier. This is snorkeling over there. There's a coral reef with loads of fish. The sea is just gorgeous. It really is quite idyllic here. Idyllic places to sunbathe. Really stonkingly brilliant sand and sea here. Well, these are the classic water villas where we stayed last time. This year we're slumming it in a beach villa, but nevertheless a very lovely villa. How's that for a stonking Maldives view? Beautiful sky, beautiful trees, beautiful water. Just extraordinary. Now this bird knows there's going to be food for the stingrays, because this is stingray feeding evening. So this gentleman is feeding the stingrays, and they really know, these fish, when there's free grub. Look at them. Wow, he really knows. And they're all coming for free grub, including the bird. Hello. The end of the day on Hagenfushi, or whatever it's called, and looking at our pool, one of two pools in this upgraded beach villa, changing the colours, and we're about to go to bed, but we had to have a quick cigarette, and for me, a glass of wine. And there, on the posh couch, is a lovely and wonderful and incredibly beautiful Marzi. Well, it's another new day on Hagenfushi, whatever it's called. That's the gym over there, and we have the trees, the mast, the Wi-Fi and mobiles. And as we come round, you see the rest of this resort. And if I concentrate there, you'll see the Marzi having a yoga lesson. Crazy. sure Marty can't do that. Let's see if the Marty can do it. Not bad. Not bad at all. A bit of a struggle. Why you do this voluntarily, I just do not know. Anyway, back to the scenes behind, and we see the beautiful island and the water villas and the boats, and it might just be a good day because I can see blue sky as well. So it's goodbye for them, those boats, and goodbye from me. The bird has a fish. So that's what it's called. Hoover Fen Fushi, Maldives. I'm now looking at a map of the island. We're number 9. Pan over, you see it's not a big island at all. The beach villas is where we are, and I see the infinity pool there and the restaurant. Then out towards the water villas. A new day in the Maldives. Now we pan round to see the water villas and a boat. And these are the beach villas, and we have an upgraded one, and I'm going to give you a little tour. It starts off with our own private beds on the beach, and then as we walk in, our first, thankfully beautiful thing here is a pool. A plunge pool. There's our villa number 9. There is my flip-flops. There is the lovely Marzi. I think we saw her last night having a cigarette there. Our private table and chairs. And then we go inside and you get an idea that the bed isn't small. Fantastic facilities, TV, coffee machines, fruit, champagne was laid on. It really is quite amazing. And I'll come round now because it's not over yet. Trendy desk with a trendy mirror, which I like. Mustn't nick that. Picture of the ever thin me. I am holding it in. But we come back round here to the wardrobe section. Right, there's our thing. But the piece de resistance is as I come out the back, and we have a whole new pool area and bath. Look at that. And you can see that we have her sink, joint shower, and I come round my sink area. So a bit of a hurried tour, but as you can guess, it is something we're enjoying here. Well, we're coming to the end of our round the world holiday, and I have to say this is a very good way of finishing it. I'm sitting in our beach villa overlooking the turquoise sea of the Maldives and drinking, you've guessed it, iced red wine. On that note, we could just finish the holiday video. I can't think of anything better than this shot. The beautiful Marzi on our last night in the Maldives, and the hotel has done something rather special. They've given me 2 huge buckets of ice to go with my small amount of wine. Yes, you guessed it, there is a little bit more the hotel has done for us. Take a look at this. How's about that then? That is amazing. This bed looks totally romantic. I haven't been romantic for 30 years. Well, 50 years maybe. Well, that was the end of our holiday. I'm now back in my kitchen in boring old Southfields. But I hope you've enjoyed this video. We certainly enjoyed our holiday. And this is just a sign off to say goodbye until the next time, where we're going to go to perhaps Argentina or Chile. We don't know yet, but the world tour continues.